What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SheepStaysLeepTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love. Grand rising to everybody. Good morning. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all this morning. Salute to y'all. If you tuned in, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, man. I see everybody's coming through. I appreciate y'all. Peace to the God Gold Professor. Salute to my brother Malika. Shout out to my brother Marcellus. Peace to you. Shout out to Rain and Woman in the building. Shout out to Loadcast in the building. My brother Shango. Salute to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Like I said, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Hit the share button. Share the show. Share it on your community tab, your Discord server, Twitter, Facebook. Very much appreciated. I appreciate that. Make sure you contribute to the show financially by going to CashApp $SheepStaysLeepTV. That's CashApp $SheepStaysLeepTV. That is where you financially support the show, or you can simply hit the $ near the chat box. That's called the super chat. You can leave your questions and your comments with your donation. It's very much appreciated. All other donation links will be in the chat room. All other donation links will be in the chat room. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Sutton, in the building, man. Salute to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all this morning. Y'all see the title. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. Donate to the show anytime during the show. It's very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. So y'all see the title. Y'all see the title. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all go check out. It's basically like a part one to this show. Lord Jamar disowns Vlad TV. Make sure y'all go check that out. Cause this is a I spoke on this situation in that stream. So make sure y'all go and check out basically part one to this, part two. And shout out to the Crimson Cure in the building. I see. Shout out to all the masculine mercenaries, man. All the madam mercenaries that's tuned in, that's watching. But it says, Mysonne says Vlad TV is his friend. Mysonne says Vlad TV is his friend. Now, as we know, based on part one, that Lord Jamar and Godfrey, they disowned Vlad. And they disowned Vlad and stopped rocking with Vlad after basically making his platform bigger, because what a lot of people don't understand is when you go to these bloggers and these types of sites like Vlad and academics, all of these types of sites, right? Say Cheese, you know, you have to understand that in their infancy stages, they was able to get a lot of pro bono work. And when I say that, I say they got a lot of free favors. You know, Vlad, see, what a lot of y'all don't know about Vlad is, and I'm gonna get into it. Vlad started out, he didn't start out as Vlad TV. He started out as a DJ. He started out as DJ Vlad. And when he was DJ Vlad, nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew how he looked. And DJ Vlad was actually a subpar DJ. See, I'm from the mixtape era. So growing up, junior high school, going into high school, all through high school, it was we listened to mixtapes. Mixtapes died in like the mid 2000s. That's when the mixtapes died. Once iPods and MP3 players came in. But see, even when the MP3s and the MP4 players came in the beginning, some of us was still, buying our mixtapes and listening to the mixtapes on our CD players. Because we all couldn't afford no MP3s, no iPods back then. Shit was expensive. So I remember all of the DJs, especially the hot mixtape DJs, and DJ Vlad was not one of them. DJ Vlad was one of those DJs that he may have got a slot on a hot mixtape, maybe like number 30 or something. DJ Vlad never even had his own mixtapes where he had rappers that will come and do songs for him. No rappers was rocking with Vlad. This is why a lot of y'all don't know him for being DJ Vlad. Y'all don't know nothing about his DJ career because he was a trash DJ. He was trash. He was corny. He was corny. He started out carrying records and, he tried the DJ thing and he sucked. But what Vlad was he was smart. So what he did was, although he was a garbage DJ, he used that as networking. So now he got a bunch of contacts. He could contact rappers. He could contact managers. He could contact A&Rs, because back then, the industry had A&Rs. Now it don't even make no sense to have an A&R. But back then, he was able to gather all of those resources. So when he started Vlad TV, he was able to contact certain people. How do you think he got into the issue with Rick Ross? When he ended up getting his face split open and had to get like 20-something stitches. And then he ended up suing Ross. And I think he won like 40,000 in the lawsuit. But it was because of his early days of being a DJ where he had contacts. So what Vlad would do is, in the infancy stages, like a lot of these companies do, like Doggy Diamonds and MREC, who created Forbes DVD. If y'all remember Forbes DVD, how do you think they got on? Because back in the day, what? Doggy Diamonds was cool with Biggie and them producer and DJs. He was around the DJs and the producers. So that's how he got hot. He was already known in the streets in Brooklyn from that. So when you start your little companies and you can make certain phone calls, certain rappers allow you to be around and you could film them. And that's what Vlad was doing. Vlad was around filming rappers. He wasn't getting paid, but he was getting exposure. That's how it started for Vlad. So my point of saying that is, the artists And the entertainers is what built Vlad TV. So all of you people who think that these platforms are so grandiose, like they've done something to blow their platforms up, these people have done nothing. These people platforms will be nothing without the artists. You see, there will be nothing without the artists. If Vlad, nobody would watch Vlad TV if Vlad was to interview himself. If he was to have his camera dudes put the camera on him and he talk, nobody cares what he has to say. He wouldn't get no views. Look at Doggy Diamonds. When he do shows, when he's talking about issues and all of that, he don't get no views. But as soon as he put an artist up there, his views jump up. So Lord Jamar, if you look at for the past few years, that Lord Jamar series that's on Vlad TV, that shit got millions of views. Millions. Because what Vlad do is Vlad put out the episodes and then he put out the full episode. Go and look at how much them Lord Jamar videos got. Millions. Do you know how much memes and other little videos that was created from the Lord Jamar series? From Vlad? Do you know who Lord Jamar helped Vlad be able to interview? How do you think he was able to get other people from the nation? How do you think he interviewed Ben X? How do you think he know these people? I gotta pay attention. See, they all was cool with Vlad. They all was his friend. See? But see, Lord Jamar, he not gonna come out and say that now. See, Mysonne, he came out and said it. He said, Vlad is my friend. He said that Vladimir is his friend. That's what he said. He said he considers Vlad to be his friend because Vlad has looked out for him a lot. And see, we're going to follow me because we're going to get into it. But he said Vlad is his friend because Vlad has helped him out a lot. There was times when, an emergency popped up and he didn't have enough money and he may needed a few hundred or a few thousand. He hit Vlad up, Vlad paid for him. This is what my son said out his mouth. So that would substantiate why he told Vladimir that he didn't have to apologize to the Minister Louis Farrakhan, that is. He didn't have to apologize because he didn't feel sorry about what he said. He didn't feel like what he said was wrong. So what my son said is he told Vlad, like he would tell anybody else that's his friend, you don't have to apologize if you don't feel like you did anything wrong. If you just stated how you felt, then you don't have to apologize. And then he went further to substantiate what he just said, the BS that he just said, he substantiated it even further when he said that he wouldn't apologize. He said, if I say something that you don't like, but I feel like it wasn't wrong for what I wasn't wrong for what I said. I'm just stating my opinion. I shouldn't have to apologize, and I wouldn't apologize. That's what Mysonne said. He said he wouldn't apologize either. So why would he tell his friend to apologize? Why would he tell Vladimir to apologize? He said that's what he told him. Y'all can go and look this up. See? Because what? Vlad is his friend. Vlad is his friend. Even though, see, Mysonne, see, this is what I noticed with Mysonne. Mysonne is a smart dude. And he's a strategist. So when he speaks, he speaks in a way that you can take his words any way. But in order for you to understand which way he's really leaning toward with his words, you have to pay attention to his body language. See, because Mysonne is very deceptive. Because Mysonne, he's a chess player. He's an intelligent dude. And he knows how to weaponize what he does. So when he said, Vlad is my friend, when I saw him, when I paid attention to his body language, when he said that, he was basically saying that Vlad was all of their friends. See, he was saying that without saying it. See, if you know how to read body language and you pay attention when people talk, pay attention to facial expressions. See, when he said, Vlad is my friend, his eyes moved up. He moved his neck up. He was telling the truth. He was exposing Lord Jamar and Godfrey too. He was basically saying, hold on, Vlad is our friend here. Let's not sit here and act like Vlad wasn't all our friend. But he wasn't gonna say that, because then he would have had to throw Godfrey and Lord Jamar under the bus. See? See how he playing both sides? But guess who else is playing both sides? Lord Jamar and Godfrey. Because Vlad was their friend. They all was eating off Vlad. They all was sharing a plate. Why do you think they have so many goddamn episodes on Vlad TV? He brought Godfrey back about 2 or 3 times. See, I watch Vlad, so I know. How many episodes he got with Lord Jamar? After Mysonne's interview, notice he had Chi Ali up there. Notice after Mysonne's Vlad TV interview, He started doing other things because Vlad made them phone calls. Vlad is our friend. That's what he was saying. Go and find it. Y'all can go and find it. Where Mysonne was on Instagram Live exposing what happened, telling the truth. Pay attention to his body language. Especially when he said, Vlad is my friend. Pay attention. See, Vlad was their plug. That was their what? That was their little plug. That was their industry plug. See, like I said in part one, Lord Jamar and Vlad, they was eating off the same plate. One hand washed the other. They was in bed with Vlad. That was their connect. You think the Yada God cast would be as big as it is right now if he wasn't putting in that work with Vlad? Nobody cared about Lord Jamar. Nobody cared about Lord Jamar. Them Vlad interviews resurrected his career. So let's not sit here and act like, see, that's how Lord Jamar and Godfrey is playing it off. They playing it off like, yeah, we done with him. He's a culture vulture. Yeah, he needs to get out of here. And if he don't apologize to the minister, nah, dude, y'all dudes can't try to stand on like y'all standing up and, like y'all handling business. Because y'all wasn't. Because y'all all was in bed with Vlad. And that's what my song said. He was my friend. He was my friend. See? He was all their friend. But he was not their friend. They was his friend. He wasn't their friend. See, because you see how my song said, Vlad was my friend. If Vlad was really your friend, my son, then why did Vlad didn't hesitate to throw you under the bus and say, well, my son said I didn't have to apologize? Why would a friend throw you under the bus like that, my son? If this man was your friend, why would he throw you under the bus like that, bro? Why? Why would he throw you under the bus like that if he was your friend? Because y'all was his friend and he was using y'all and he probably was paying y'all pennies. And see, this is the problem with a lot of black men. This is why I say we have to heal before we build. Because dudes love eating crumbs. They love eating the chicken bones that's thrown on the floor to the house dog. See, that is what the black man wants to be nowadays. He wants to be the dog that's in the house that eats the ham bone, the turkey bone, the macaroni and cheese mixed with all types of stuff that they didn't want to eat. That's what the black man wants to be now. That's what he wants to be. Even the so-called conscious men, You know, even the so-called high value men, all they want to do is be the dog in the house. That's all they want to be. Whatever you drop on the floor is theirs. See, that's what Mysonne, Godfrey, and Lord Jamar was to Vlad. You know, when he's stuffing his mouth and the little crumbs flying off the table and it's getting on the floor, they sitting there licking it up. See, that is what most of us black men want to be today. But we get up here and talk this, oh, yeah, oh, I'm about progress and I'm about this and I'm a high value man. But all you are and all you want to be is a paid proxy. You want to be the house pet. You want to be the Rottweiler that's in the house with a bow tie around his neck, and they dress you up during the holidays and take pictures of you, and you got your own Instagram page. You just a cute little house dog. That's what you want to be, huh, black man? That's what you want to be. They dress you up in your little dog tux. You know, brush your teeth. You know, do your hair. You know, they got dog brushes. Can brush your hair. You know, make the puppy look really cute. That's what y'all want to be. But you get on here and talk about being leaders and being builders. How you gonna build eating crumbs off somebody else's table? Hmm? How you gonna build something when you need your brothers to help you build? You need your brothers to help you build. See, because that's what all the other men did. They used their brothers and cousins and all of that to help them build what we work in. See, y'all don't get that, black man. See, see, you don't understand. See, that's what you want to be. You don't want to be. And shout out to AM, like he spoke about earlier yesterday. You don't want to be a competent man. See, you don't want to be a man of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You don't want to be competent. See, you don't want to be a competent man. See, you don't want to be the kind of man that knows who he is and the world that he's in. See, you want to be a lost little puppy who take directions on where to go. Because if you haven't built your own philosophy or your way of life, and when I say build it, I mean you have your own way of practicing what you gathered. If you're not doing that, then guess what you're doing? You taking cues from somebody else. And that's what Mysonne and Godfrey and Lord Jamar had to do. See, Lord Jamar, he got desperate. He got desperate. See, because we lost our culture. We lost our culture. We lost culture. And why is that? Because we forgot and lost sight of who we are and who they are and the world that we're in. See, this is why I did the stream when the whole high value argument first popped up. This is why I did the stream. High value to who? You or her? See, when I was saying you or her, I wasn't just speaking on just a woman. I was speaking on the gynocracy. See, because the whole high value argument and the leader of the high value argument is a gynocrat. See, he's an agent of the gynocracy because that's where that argument leads you back to. You see, that's where it leads you back to. Because you cannot be or not have knowledge of self and knowledge of the world around you. You can't operate as a man like that, especially a black man like that in this society. You will be shunned. You will be shunned. You see? So don't be surprised now that Lord Jamar and Godfrey done disown Vlad. Don't be surprised if you don't start seeing little things start popping up later on down the line with Godfrey and Lord Jamar. Little controversial stuff. Remember, Vlad is in media. Remember, pay attention. They're going to have to pay for what they've done. Believe that. Vlad is going to make them pay. Don't think they're going to get off this scot-free. See? See, because when you start playing the game with certain types of people, you got to understand people play for keeps. Certain people play for keeps. And see, what Lord Jamar and Godfrey think is they think they got off free. Like, oh yeah, we just we just violated Vlad. Yeah, we got away with it too. Yeah, we ain't sellouts. Yeah, we not soft shoeing. Yeah, we not like my song. See, that's it. They think that they're not gonna have to pay for what they've done, but you're gonna see. Watch, watch. You see? But this is the problem, as I was saying. This is the problem with us, man. We want to be dogs, little house dogs. And we see it here in this space. A lot of these guys are willing to go along to get along at the end of the day. See, I said this a long time ago, when the pressure is really put on, we're going to see who's going to perform. We're going to see who's going to fold and who's not. And a lot of guys are folding like laundry. They're folding like laundry. And you know why you know why they folding? Because they don't want to be excommunicated. See? So it's a get down or lay down type of thing. And a lot of guys, even the guys that, talk this social activism stuff, all of that type of stuff, man, you gotta take that stuff with a grain of salt nowadays. Because when the pressure get on and, dudes start trying to cut checks and dudes is running around handing out business opportunities, TV opportunities, and, you sitting around and, you're promising your girl you about to get another deal. And see, y'all got to take all of this stuff into consideration. See, I do. Some of these dudes is, in their 40s and 50s, but got 10-year-old children. Like they still having children. So they still gotta be out there making money. And what are you gonna do, man, when you gotta feed your child? Can't go back on the block. That's dead. You 50 years old. What are you doing? So what you do, you take them, you go and you rock with Vlad. You go find you an industry plug and you rock with that. And as long as y'all can eat together, y'all gonna grease each other's palms. And nobody don't have to know that Vlad is our industry plug. Just like nobody has to know that you are an agent of the Gynocracy. Because we'll dress it up in the argument of being high value. When you're trying to speak life into a broken dynamic, and instead of you speaking to the broken dynamic, you think you can usher men and women back together. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, because that is what WS wants you to do. Because then that continues the process of broken families, broken individuals. That is what feeds this system, y'all. Y'all have to understand this. Goyim, cattle. Stop talking about the welfare state. Welfare is what keep this thing going. It's not about money. They want to keep the welfare going because it keeps people in a certain mindset. And if those people don't stay in that mindset, there is no reason for a class system. There's no reason for a hierarchy. If you don't want poor people to feed off of the government, then what is the purpose of a hierarchy? What is the purpose of a society? How is a society constructed? See, the rich make money off the poor. So why would they stop allowing people to be poor? Why would they allow everybody to be free thinkers and independent? Because then that gives you a shot to be like them. What? That's not how power works. That's not how power works. One day you can espouse to be like me. So in a few generations, my children could catch up to y'all children. It doesn't work like that, buddy. They didn't do what they've done so we can catch up to them. It doesn't work like that. They didn't create it for that. Okay? So all of that welfare talk, cut that out, because that's gonna always be. And if they discard that, they're gonna find something to replace it. Because that's how this thing is ran. That's how it's ran. If you take out the bottom class, who does the top class have to rely on to run their goddamn companies? Are we really thinking here? This is why guys like Vlad will use Lord Jamar and Godfrey. And come on, those guys are janitors. Hey, we're conducting some interviews today. And he paid them by favors. That's how he paid them. He wasn't paying them directly to do them interviews. Nah. They trying to get something done. They could hit Vlad. Yo, Vlad, I'm trying to do da 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 da. Oh, I know such and such. Yeah, I'm gonna call them, and they go through. Y'all think Godfrey and them was getting paid money out their hands? No. You heard what Mysonne said. He will call Vlad when he needed something. If he behind on his bills, if something happened to his car, this is what he said. Yo, Vlad, something happened to my car, man. I need da 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 da. Vlad will send the money. Vlad will pay it for him. Little boys, because they haven't built nothing. This what proves that whole argument of being gynocratic. Because you could be making 6 figures working for somebody else. Working for somebody else. You haven't built nothing. What you did was you secured someone else's future. See? That is what my son did. See, my son, he's a fool. He's a fool because he didn't really get nothing out of the deal. He's still begging. See, at least with Godfrey and Lord Jamar, they got a podcast out of it. They got a podcast out of it. And it's a good podcast. And the podcast is doing numbers. My son's sitting around still begging, arguing, having Instagram debates. See, because Lord Jamar knew that he had to build something because he didn't want to be a slave to Vlad, because that's what they were. They were his do boys. They knew they knew they were slaving for Vlad. They knew. Come on. Lord Jamar got knowledge of self. But he knew he had to play the game for a while. That's what he did. That's what he did. Only thing I don't like is Lord Jamar trying to act like Vlad wasn't his friend. Vlad was his friend. That's why I put the picture up there on the first string. Vlad was his homie. Vlad was all of y'all friend. That was y'all industry plug. Y'all were dudes who were exiled out of the industry. Look at the three guys. Mysonne, felon, convicted felon coming straight out of prison, trying to come back to the rap game. Not gonna work. You were locked up for too long. You came back home. Nobody want to hear lyricism. If you can't make a song for a female or rap on auto-tune or harmonize or do anything like that, it's a dub for you. And you like 40 something. So what did he do? Vlad contacted him. He got cool with Vlad. Vlad became his friend. That's his industry connect. He was trying to use Vlad to get back in the industry so he could probably put an album out. Why do you think he went on Funk Flex, did the legendary freestyle? See, y'all gotta pay attention. Around those certain times, my song was generating millions of views. Vlad was his friend. Vlad was his friend, just like Lord Jamar. Now, if y'all know anything about Lord Jamar, right? Shout out to E313. He said, DS1, you are on a whole new level. Keep up the good content. Appreciate you. Now, with Lord Jamar, if y'all know anything about the conscious community, which I know a lot about because I participated. I just didn't know because I'm from New York and all of that. No, I've been to debates. I've met dudes and everything. So Lord Jamar, he was trying to get back popular in the industry because he didn't want to rap, but he was trying to promote an artist. Now, this artist that he was trying to promote is nice, but he's a lyricist and he's conscious. His name is Aaron Crooks or Aaron Cooks, one of those. Go and look it up. Aaron Cooks or Aaron Crooks, was hot because he was known from the underground, from the streets. He's one of them conscious, lyrical type of dudes. If y'all follow the HOK, Sonetta and them, y'all know about Kambada, who rock with my man Brother Rich. Underground Railroad. Kambada. Kambada, if you go back and watch Kambada video, he rocked with Lord Jamar and Aaron Crooks, who's Lord Jamar's artist. Why do you think Kambada's not in the industry? Look, listen to his lyrics. See? Salute to my man Torrance V. Peace to the God. He said, yeah, Aaron Cooks. Yeah. So Lord Jamar was trying to get back. He was using Vlad because he was trying to use that to try to get his artists on Vlad. He was trying to get Aaron on Vlad. So that interview can help promote his music. Are y'all paying attention? This is why Vlad was their friend. See? This is why. This is why. This is why Peg Leg Willie is running around like a baby kangaroo in that man's fanny pack. He needs help. He's starving. He needs to eat. And this is what they do to us, brothers. They starve us out. They want to see how long you could go without eating that gourmet food. See, some of us brothers, we might have to start growing our own goddamn food. Cause we know we might not eat gourmet if we leave it up to them. See, if we leave it up to them, we'll starve. This is why we were taught to do for self. You never bank on another man to feed you and yours. See? So now let's get to Godfrey. And why Godfrey? I mean, why Vlad was, why they was his friend. Well, while he thought they were his friend, rather. Let's get to Godfrey. Now, Godfrey is a comedian, a good comedian, great comedian. But Godfrey is also conscious, right? And Godfrey has dark comedy. His comedy is very dark. And Godfrey offends a lot of people. You see? But Godfrey's very talented. Godfrey has a big personality. And Godfrey is not a hateful guy. But the things that he says, which is the truth. See, let me let y'all brothers know something. And this is something I learned when I was young. And this just don't go for guys. This just don't go for big guys, but it goes for guys because it's not just the fact that I'm a big guy, but it's my voice. It's my stature because I'm not just some roly poly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just some big snowball rolling down the hill type of big. No. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I have my voice projects. I have a baritone voice. I have a big beard. All of these things coming together is what creates that level of fear. And especially when you're intelligent, to add the icing on the cake, them people are afraid of you. This is why they don't really rock with Corey Holcomb. For that reason. This is why these guys don't get the Hollywood opportunities as much as they should. Because they rub people the wrong way. Because they like to speak the truth. See? And what wicked people who are in high positions, like Mr. Bundle of Sticks, he's in a high position right now. He's in a high position right now because All of y'all dudes put him on a pedestal, almost to the point where y'all scared to mention what he said now. Y'all scared to mention what he said. So you have wickedness sitting in high places, right? Where they issue gag orders. I don't want them talking about me. If they bring that up, I'm bombing their channel. We hitting their channel. This what happened to Godfrey. This what happened to Corey. This what happens to certain guys, man, who's not willing to acquiesce or to conform or to shape shift in some form of fashion. You have to be your masculinity has to be lean. You have to have lean masculinity around these people. You have to tiptoe being a man around these people, or you'll be excommunicated. Now you can't participate because you offended the wrong people. And this morning, shout out to my man Kuda. I always go and I listen to my man Kuda, man. Shout out to my man. But I was feeling him when he was telling, and shout out to Gino too. Because both of them, I agree with both of their positions. See, I agree with Gino's position because Gino was standing on the side of righteousness. That should be spoken about. It should be. And it should not be accepted. And it should be frowned upon. And it should be clowned and laughed upon and everything. Yes, it should be. But I understand it from Kuda's perspective because I'm a content creator. See, I understand what Kuda going through. Kuda just came off the goddamn blacklist. He just came off the blacklist. He's still probably shadow banned. So what Kuda wants is Kuda want to be left alone and he want to do his content. He don't want any more gag orders issued on him. He already had one issued on him. Them dudes issued a gag order. That's a fact. See, y'all think that's something that's just talked about. No, dudes really around here and chicks get together as a council and they come together on certain people. That happened to Kuda. He don't want that to happen again. So I understand why he was saying, yo, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's not even talk about it. He not saying it like, let's not talk about it because, I'm trying to disregard what he said. But he ain't got time for that, man. That man done spent thousands of dollars in goddamn equipment. He want to make some money. He got a business. And he know how dudes like that play. They issue gag orders. Just like the Gynocracy. Just like the Gynocracy did. Remember earlier this year, a Maggle, an agent of the Gynocracy, came up with a list. Excuse me. If y'all remember that. I forgot dude's name. I forgot dude's name. If y'all know his name, put him in the chat. I forgot dude's name. But that was a list. And that list was a list of content creators who needed to be silenced. And the way we silence them is through the algorithm. We shadow ban them. Kuda name was on the list. My name was on the list. So I understand. And on top of that, the whole gag order that them, Krusty the Clown and Bozo the Clown and all of them issued on him too. All of the slanderous content, all of that stuff. He not trying to deal with that no more. So I understand both sides of it. I understand. I understand why Mysonne made Vlad his friend, or why he thought Vlad was his friend. Same thing with Godfrey. Same thing with Lord Jamar. Because how many brothers that they could say could even do maybe a quarter of what Vlad did? Even if we could sit there and say what Vlad did was nothing. But how many of us could have did it? How many of us could make a phone call for one of them brothers for them to get an interview on a certain platform? We don't have the resources to do that. See? And this is what makes narratives stick. This is what makes the narrative stick. This is what makes the carrot look so enticing when it's being dangled in front of your face. This is what makes the mirage of a waterfall when you're really walking through a goddamn desert look so real to you, because you're thirsty. You're thirsty. You're thirsty for success. And everybody around you are failures. So you meet a little plug and you think you on. See, we should be learning from stuff like this, brothers, on why we need to aid one another. But see, most dudes, by the time they get to that level where they could help another brother, they've been destroyed by brothers so much already and snaked and backdoored and some all types of other stuff. Dudes be wore out and exhausted, man. And dudes just be wanting to live their life. Like, man, I ain't even, man, whatever. See, as I get older, I'm starting to understand. Because see, when I was younger, I used to bomb on dudes who would leave dudes behind, but I'm starting to understand it. Because on the journey of me building what I'm building, dudes abandoned me. Brothers abandoned me. You see what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be able to see it from both sides. But the solution to all of that is brotherhood. You gotta be there. And that's the real reason why they hate on Angry Man so much. Because he's always created something for brothers to exist. and for brotherhood to exist. That's what they didn't like. They don't like the fact that he not greedy, that he not a charlatan, that he don't want it all for himself. Because he could have took all this. He could have took it all. He could have took it from O'Shea. He could have took it from Obsidian. He didn't have to share with them dudes. He didn't have to. He didn't have to create the masculine mercenaries and help promote other brothers' channels. When I was over there in the Hotepism sector, I got into arguments with Sinetta for telling the truth. Sinetta took things he've heard me say and put it on his stream, put it on the beginning of his shows. If you ever tuned in to Black News 102 and you ever heard him say, "We are the Adjustment Bureau. We teach dudes how to adjust." Do y'all remember that? Around the time when they was doing the debates with Polite, him and Polite was the Adjustment Bureau. Where do you think he got that from? He got that from SheepStaysLeepTV because he heard me say it on another platform that was in the conscious community at that time. And I called the House of Consciousness the Adjustment Bureau, the Black Illuminati. That was me. Yeah, y'all didn't know me then. Y'all didn't know me then. That was me, DS1. See, these dudes are not really about no progress. These dudes want to be the house dog who get the big plate of bones when dinner is over. And they think they eating something gourmet because the bones got hot sauce, ketchup. You know, some people like barbecue sauce on their chicken, mambo sauce, little mild sauce. So he's sitting there eating a big ass bowl of bones with mild sauce on it. So he think he eating gourmet. And that's what these brothers want. And that's what a lot of brothers are left to settle with. Because they feel like that's the only way they're going to have something in life. Because a lot of us are not comfortable with being who we are and standing on it. And I've saw brothers with knowledge of self crumble. So that's for anybody. See, not having knowledge of self don't stop. It don't stop. Every day is a new day. And I've saw brothers fall from grace because of the world. And it gets to brothers. And you become an agent of the Gynocracy to get paid, to be what you always wanted to be. And it's sad that brothers keep cannibalizing each other because that's what it is. Paid proxies. So that's what I wanted to come and talk to y'all about this morning, man. I want to come to y'all and talk to y'all about that. You know, so when you hear Mysonne say, you know, Vlad is his friend, Vlad was all a friend, man. Vlad was all a friend. Vlad was all a friend. And don't be surprised if things don't begin to start coming out to prove that they all were friends. So salute to everybody in the building. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. You enjoyed the show, donate to the show. Cash App $SheepStaysLeepTV. Cash App $SheepStaysLeepTV. It's very much appreciated. Salute to everybody in the building. Shout out to Champ for hitting the Cash App. I appreciate it. Shout out to my brother Ronan for hitting the Cash App, man. He said, I'm going to catch the replay. No doubt. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. Shout out to everybody who hit the like button. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the show. I appreciate all the donations. Shout out to everybody who hit the Cash App. Everybody who hit the Super Chat. I appreciate the love and the support. Make sure you like and share the stream. Make sure y'all catch part 1. Lord Jamar Dizone's Vlad TV. And just stay tuned for, things coming out. Because I know some things may come out, man. Some things may come out. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'm going to definitely stay tuned. I'm going to keep y'all abreast of the situation and just bring y'all some more information on what's going on. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. Salute to y'all. I'm your host, DS1 Ross of Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Y'all have a good day, and I'll check y'all later. Peace.